Shavua Tov, Gute Woche. I'm going to tell story number 34 of the Shivchei of Shem Tov, this compilation of Baal Shem Tov stories by Rav Dover of Linitz. Story number 34, which I'm telling tonight. Story number 34, the title is Akrabat HaNeshamot B'Mizbeach, the sacrifice or the offering of the souls in the altar. This is a series of stories now that Rav Dover hears from Rav Falk in his community. He always gives the source of how the stories came to him, all the way from the Baal Shem Tov. I further heard, since he heard before another story, now I also heard another story from the above mentioned Rav Falk. This story he heard when he was exiled to the lands of Crimea along with Rabbi Yosef Ashkenazi, who was the Shliach Tzibur. He was the man in charge of the prayers in the Baal Shem Tov's minyan, the Baal Shem Tov's synagogue. The exile to Crimea happened in the days of the Brecha Hagdola, the Great Escape. When is this? This is about 20 years after the Baal Shem Tov passed away. There is a great unrest with a big attack of the Haidamak Cossacks in the southeastern regions of Poland, and the Jews run for their lives. So Rav Falk and Rabbi Yosef Ashkenazi ran to Crimea to run away from this onslaught. There, Rav Yosef Ashkenazi tells the story to Rav Falk. So the author says, so Rav Falk hears the story from Rav Yosef Ashkenazi, and I heard it from him, from Rav Falk. That's how the story comes to his ears. Now the story. Once, Rav Yosef Ashkenazi, by the way, there is a Rav Yosef Ashkenazi 100 years before the time of the Baal Shem Tov, who is very famous. He lived in Tzfat. This is not the one. There is a Rav Yosef Ashkenazi from the beginning of the 20th century. Obviously, this is not the one. This is a very close chassid to the Baal Shem Tov. He was for a while the Shliach Tzibur in the Shul. And in future story number 88, they will tell us even how his family line will cross that of the Baal Shem Tov, in the descendants of the Baal Shem Tov. All right. So Rabbi Yosef Ashkenazi once had a dream, and in his dream he sees a chassid who was a niftar, meaning that by the time he dreams, the man was already deceased, and he had a small or younger child rather, who was a bar hakim. He was a prodigy in Torah learning, and jumped upon him a shidduch of a lower level, literally jumped upon him. This is what the book says, meaning it was proposed to the son, was proposed to the family, whatever, a shidduch, but this shidduch, this arrangement for future marriage, was with someone with a lower level, not at the height of the honor of the father. So the chassid was coming to in the dream to Rav Yosef to tell his widow, to tell his wife, the wife of this chassid who passed away, in his name, that the shidduch should not proceed, that he was not in agreement with it, he was not comfortable with it, and rather the first man who would come to the house that day, he would arrange the shidduch. He would know whom to arrange the shidduch with. And so Rav Yosef has now a mission from this dream. And then, further into the dream, he sees that there is the image, the resemblance of the Mizbeach, the altar in the temple in Jerusalem. And this niftar, this chassid who passed away, ascends to the Mizbeach, to the altar, and suddenly he goes down, he puts his head between his knees and begins to yell the words of the Slicha. Slichos are a series of prayers we recite in the days prior to Rosh Hashanah and in days of public fasting, of asking Hashem, asking God for forgiveness and specific things, and trying to awaken the mercy of heaven. So the description is rather long. I'll try to go in detail with it. The Chassid, the deceased Chassid, is up on the Mizbeach, his head between his knees, and he's yelling, and he says, Aneinu Hashem, Aneinu, Aneinu Avinu, Aneinu. Aneinu means answer us, respond, answer us. Oh God, answer us. Answer us, Avinu, our Father, answer us, and Avinu is with Aleph, right? And goes on and on, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, the whole Aleph, Bet. Aneinu, a word or a title to Hashem, a way we're calling an Aneinu, goes through the whole Aleph, Bet, in that middle, the part of the middle part of the expression of the phrases, until the end, and then respond us, answer us, Hashem, O God of our forefathers, answer us, Hashem, God of Abraham, right? Answer us, Hashem, O fear of Yitzchak, answer us, Hashem, O mighty one of Yaakov, answer our prayer, O Magen David, protector of David, answer us. Answer our prayers, Aneinu, Elokei Merkava, God of the Merkava, the divine chariot that will elevate us, that will bring us to Hashem, that will connect us to Hashem. Answer us. Once he finishes this neshama, this soul, it ascended, it went like surf up to heaven. In the morning, the Baal Shem, the Chassid of Yosef Ashkenazi went to the Baal Shem Tov and told the Baal Shem Tov his dream. And the Baal Shem Tov tells him, you think that what you saw was a dream? Not so. What you saw was a vision. And I also saw it. And it materialized in my eyes. I saw it and I experienced it. The Mizbeach is the place where Malach Michael, the Archangel Michael, he sacrifices the souls to Hashem Barach. He brings the souls that should be elevated to Hashem Barach. Of course, we're talking a spiritual matter, not Chas v'Shalom. I don't even want to say it, a human sacrifice. Somebody insinuated that in my channel a while back, a non-Jewish person. No. We're talking about something spiritual. The souls are elevated by an angel, by an archangel, to Shemaim, to the heavens, in the Mizbeach, in the altar. And Rabbi Yosef Ashkenazi asked the Baal Shem Tov, why this nusach, why this ritual of the prayer? For the end of the prayer as described here is not found in the Ashkenazi ritual, only in that of the Sephardi Jews. So he's a little confounded, dumbfounded, how do you say, surprised? Why like this? So the Baal Shem Tov says, this is the way the nusach, the ritual of the prayer is taken in Shemaim, is taken in heaven. This is the way it goes up there. So the Baal Shem Tov called for the widow of this chassid to come and told her what was said about the shidduch for the son. Yeah, the Baal Shem Tov, not Rabbi Yosef Ashkenazi. The Baal Shem Tov himself took it to reveal it and to make sure that the wish of this late chassid would be carried on regarding the shidduch, the marriage arrangement for their son. And so it is. This is story number 34. I am working on translating these stories from Hebrew to Spanish. Yes, I tell them in English as well in this channel, but I am writing them in Spanish, as the book has, as far as I know, never been translated in its entirety to Spanish. So here I have something never done before. I am working on doing so. I'm telling the stories here, and I am planning, B'ezrat Hashem, God willing, to edit and publish the book in its entirety in Spanish. Contributions to all these things, the efforts to translate and to tell the stories here and to eventually edit and publish them, are very much appreciated. I have a link on the description of my Patreon. You can ask me for any other form of giving a donation if you so wish. I would really appreciate. And enjoy the Shem Tov stories every Motzei Shabbos here in my channel. Please subscribe, give a like, watch the stories, watch them again. Shavua Tov, a gute Woche.